Coming up on Cedar Valley today, the survey says Wartburg's writing, reading, and speaking lab works to improve their services. Next, the Wartburg softball team bowls some strikes for spring break. And the track and field team preps for a weekend meet against UNI. This is Cedar Valley Today. Four days until Iowa voters take their place at the polls for the caucus. Good morning and welcome to Cedar Valley Today. I'm Melissa Kozak. During a campaign stop in Des Moines, Ted Cruz took shots at fellow frontrunner Donald Trump. The Texas senator has challenged Donald Trump to a one-on-one debate. Cruz says Trump is skipping the Fox debate because he's scared of the moderator, Megyn Kelly. This is just the first of Republicans' offensive plans against Trump. Earlier this week, the Cruz campaign released a new TV ad against Trump. Senator Marco Rubio also is giving Iowa voters some face time. During a rally in Des Moines, the Florida senator focused on his faith and his pro-life views. But the Republican presidential candidate says he wants to refocus the press's attention to the future. Rubio is polling third in Iowa after Ted Cruz and Donald Trump. Senator Bernie Sanders spent part of yesterday meeting the man he hopes to replace as president. The Democratic presidential hopeful and President Obama met for about an hour at the White House. Brianna Keeler reports.
Bernie Sanders off the campaign trail this morning for an Oval Office meeting with President Obama.
We have got to do a lot better to protect the middle class and working families. But it's also important to remember how far we have come in the last 7 years under the leadership of President Obama and Vice President Biden.
Sanders aligning himself with Obama just days after the president talked up Hillary Clinton to Politico.
She can govern and she can start here day one. More experience than any non-vice president has ever been who aspires to this office.
Sanders insists he doesn't think the president is playing favorites.
I think he and the vice president have tried to be fair and even-handed in the process, and I expect they will continue to be that way.
Just days away from the first in the nation nominating contest in Iowa, Sanders took a detour to Minnesota with an eye on the Super Tuesday contests in early March.
My God, what a turnout!
15,000 people at his rally in St. Paul, several thousand coming out to see him in Duluth.
Our campaign has the energy. You see it here tonight.
In Iowa, he's neck and neck with Clinton. In New Hampshire, next door to his home state of Vermont, he's beating her handily in the polls. Now Clinton, looking for a game changer in the Granite State, is hoping the Democratic Party will sign off on an unsanctioned debate now in the works.
I would like the chairman of the party and the campaigns to agree that we can debate in New Hampshire next week. That is what I'm hoping will happen.
The Sanders campaign has yet to agree to participate in the extra debate. Clinton took aim at Sanders, saying he can't deliver on his promises, like his call for Medicare for all Americans.
He has a different idea, and I fear it would lead to gridlock, not action. It would throw us into a contentious national debate that would not move us forward, and I don't think the people I've met in Iowa can wait.
Today, Bill Clinton will be visiting Wartburg College for his wife's presidential campaign. The event will begin at 11 a.m. in Knight's Ballroom, located in the Student Seaman Center. Doors will open at 10:15 a.m. If you're not able to make it to the event, you can watch it on live stream at www.wartburg.edu/nightvision. And they've hit the track, put in the miles, and now they're ready to take on the UNI Panthers. We have a preview of the upcoming track meet.
A car. A car gives you freedom. A new beginning. Room to grow. And in time, room to grow up. Your dream car evolves, and protecting it takes committed support. American Family Insurance.
writing, reading, speaking lab at Wartburg is now asking students for their feedback. A short survey lets students say what they think about the lab's current hours of operation. The survey has questions about if students know what the lab is and if they have ever gone before. Although the survey is only 6 questions long, the assistant director of Pathways says it will give valuable information about how they can best serve students.
Assessment process that we're doing in the Warsaw, trying to make sure that our services are of high quality, and then to make sure that they're offered at a time that students can actually come and utilize them.
Students have about 3 more weeks to fill out the survey. Students can find a link to their survey in their email. The German Film series, Crossing Boundaries with German Film, has continued with the presentation of Sophie Scholl, The Final Days. This 4-film festival, sponsored by the Wartburg College German Institute, made its debut on January 12th. The festival will continue with its 3rd film on February 9th at 7:15 p.m.
What are the values that are coming through in these films that we here at Wartburg can identify with, that I think are relevant for all of us, regardless of our heritage, to give a sense of what this country is all about,
Unfortunately, trash and recycling mix-up is costing more money for Wartburg College. Wartburg noticed that students have been putting trash in with cardboard recycling. When the trash ends up in the recycling, the cardboard becomes contaminated and cannot be recycled. This ends up costing the school more money than what it is worth recycling the materials.
Unfortunately, that's going to cost money. The college is going to get charged extra fees for that, for people putting stuff in the wrong containers. And the problem in this case is very specific to the cardboard. It's trash getting in with the cardboard.
Waverly community members, families, and college students came out to support the Wartburg College softball team. An event held at the Waverly Bowl Inn brought a crowd of around 60 people to support the team. For $20, people who came were able to get shoe rental, a pasta dinner, and bowl 2 games. The event location for the fundraiser was ultimately made by some of the softball coaches. The funds will be used to help them pay for the trip during winter break down to Florida to kick off their season. Wartburg Knights will be competing at the Unite Track Invitational this Friday afternoon. The team's head coach says they have high expectations for not only the indoor season, but the outdoor season as well. Wartburg will also be hosting the Outdoor National Track and Field Championships this season.
We want our athletes to get in there and compete against some really good competition. After being home for 2 back-to-back weeks, it's good to get away from home. So we're just excited about being in a new venue.
We'll be right back.
When was the last time you got hyped up about your checking account? It's easy at State Bank. With Hype Checking, you can earn up to 2.04% APY on balances up to $25,000. Plus, get a free debit card with unlimited transactions, reimbursement up to $15 in ATM fees per cycle, free online banking, mobile banking, bill pay, and more. Get hyped up at State Bank with checking that earns you more. Open yours today. State Bank. Community-minded, customer-focused. Member FDIC.
Now let's take a look at what's trending in the Cedar Valley. A 2014 Wartburg alumna, Laura Tull Adams, is currently in the hospital following problems at childbirth. She was diagnosed with acute necrosis of the pancreas. Now the Wartburg Student Music Therapy Association is holding a silent auction from February 4th to February 6th, or you can donate at her GoFundMe page where $46,000 has already been donated. Senior football player from UNI is making great first impressions at the Senior Bowl in Alabama. DeAndre Hall, who was named the CFPA FCS Defensive Back of the Year, is trying to make it into the NFL, and the possibility is looking high, according to one of the NFL scouts. Hall is unique because not only is the 6'1", but he also has a wide wingspan, putting him at an advantage to be a great cornerback. We wish him all the luck on making a team. We'll be right back.
Are you a high school senior passionate about becoming a writer, producer, editor, or even a cinematographer?
Wartburg College's Department of Journalism and Communication wants students like you to join our award-winning creative community.
We've created a digital cinema and production program centered on real-world experiences, with a goal of helping you master digital skills in video, audio, and live production.
You'll have the opportunity to work in our digital production control room, live recording studios, and have access to our full line of digital cinema gear.
This program is designed for digital creatives who want to explore areas such as screenwriting, producing and directing, digital cinematography and lighting design, music production and digital audio recording, live video production and streaming.
We're committed to training the next generation of digital storytellers. For more information about Wartburg's Department of Journalism and Communication, find us online and on Facebook.
Today we are starting a new segment where we are going to bring in a volunteer from the Waverly Pet Rescue along with their adoptable pets. Joining me today is Bob Donahue with Boo Boo Bear and Snuggle Bear. Thank you for coming in today.
Well, thank you very much for asking us.
So this one is Snuggle Bear.
Snuggle Bear, and he's about 7 months old, and Boo Boo Bear we think is about 5 months, and we just pulled them off of a farm on the 12th of January, and just in the last couple of weeks we've pulled about 64 kitties off of different places, whether it's a farm or a couple of different hoarding situations. And so these are 2 of them, and believe it or not, it was one of those extremely cold days, and these guys had never been petted or touched before. So they were little feral kittens, but I think they were so thankful to be pulled out of that extreme weather we had a couple weeks ago that they're just both just purring away, and they are just happy as can be. And Boo Boo is actually a polydactyl. So he has, which I just discovered a little bit ago, 6 toes on the one front and 5 on the other, but the 5 are crossed his front. He does not have that dew claw. Oh. So it looks like regular little fingers, and then he has 6 toes on each of his back feet. So he has about 23 toes, I think, altogether.
Wow.
So that's very unusual.
Yeah.
So, but they're called a polydactyl. And we do have probably right now close to 100 cats again because of all the ones that we've just pulled. We do have a couple of rescues that helped us with some of those that we pulled out of the situation, but it just shows how one kitty without being spayed and neutered can turn into 50 cats very quickly.
Right.
And so we're just very much into wanting people to get spayed and neutered. And Waverly Pet Rescue is a 501c3 no-kill rescue based out of Waverly, and we're foster homes based all over Northeast Iowa. So there's not a shelter here in Waverly for people to go visit.
Okay.
So our website is the best way to find out about Waverly Pet Rescue, and that's www.wpr.petfinder.com. And that takes you directly to our website, and you can find out all the animals that we have available for adoption at that site.
Now you have an event coming up this weekend, real
We
quick.
do. It's at PetSmart in Waterloo, and we are PetSmart and Petco partners. So we have kitties in both Petco and PetSmart in Waterloo, and you can go and see kitties during their normal business hours. But this Saturday, we will have a lot of the kitties that we took out of the one house. So there'll probably be 20-some kitties that we just got in that we desperately need adopters for or fosters.
Okay.
We really need new foster homes. So if you
Right.
could just help us out with this hump, our dire need of getting some extra foster homes to help us with all these extra ones we're taking in all at
Right.
once.
So
that would be
hopefully we
wonderful.
can get you guys some
Yes.
adoptive parents out there.
Yes, so from 10 to 7, come out to see us at PetSmart. And,
In Waterloo, right?
Yes, in
All right.
Waterloo. So.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you for joining me, and thank you for bringing
you.
these cute kitties
All
in.
All right, thank you so much.
Stay with us.
As Wartburg alumni, we're proud to support Knights Athletics. And as First National Bank employees, we're here to serve you first.
You can now buy the Terminator's car. Sorry, I had cat hair in my mouth. If you have $351,000 lying around, you can now take home Arnold Schwarzenegger's car. We don't know how many miles it has to the gallon, but it has about, let me get the right facts for you. It has about 1,865 miles on the odometer, and it is on eBay. Thank you for joining us on Cedar Valley today. Hope to see you next time.